jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yeah, man. Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. What's good? First off, salute to the supporters, the ones who rocking with the channel, man. Continue to tune in each and every time I'm on live. I appreciate you. I appreciate the continuing support of the channel, man. The only thing I ask for you to do, hit the like button, man. Share the content. You know, go above and beyond sometime. You know what I'm saying? Because like I tell you all the time, I don't sit up here and beg people to do that. You know what I'm saying? You either want to do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So, and shout out to the ones that's out there getting in there and working, providing for the families. Stay healthy out there. All right. So if you looked at my details on YouTube, I pretty much gave you some bulletized points on some topics I'm going to speak on today. And I was on here earlier or what have you. So we're going to talk about some hot topics that's out here that need to be addressed, man. Got to start off with my man Phyllis Fedejo. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to start off with my man Felix Fedejo. You know, his last fight with he was a former, lightweight contender. He was trying to be. So he stepped in there with Masayoshi Nakatani and pretty much had a battle of fireworks, man. And Nakatani was knocked down twice, I believe, and Felix Fedejo was knocked down, but he ended up being stopped. After that, some weeks passed by, what have you. And that's where I'm gonna, leave it when I come back. I gotta address the ones that's in the live chat, man. Mr. Pass on deck, I see you. He said gotta get the blood on the show one of these days to chop it up. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Shout out to Blood Boxing, man. I'll tune in his channel for real. Appreciate everyone. Andrew Charles on deck, man. So what happened is, okay, Felix Fedejo, first of all, let me go through a little bit of his we're talking about a fighter who is still on the top ranked roster. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, I guess, that he's locked up and he's probably never seeing the light of day again. But let's go through a little history. From the Puerto Rican fighter, Felix Fedejo, 27 victories, 2 defeats, man. 17 knockouts. 17 knockouts, man. 27-2 and 17 knockouts. His first loss was into Antonio Lozada back in 2018. TKO stoppage in the 10th. And then he had a TKO stoppage in the 9th round against Masayoshi Nakatani. Nakatani at the time, his only loss was to Teofimo Lopez. He was 18-1. The situation that went down with Felix Verdejo, that he was married, all right? And, a boxer, it's not like people are not going to know who you are. So from my understanding, he was having an affair, a long time affair with another female. I'm not gonna mention her name out of respect. She's passed. He killed her. So in the process, he's having an affair with this other lady, this other woman, while he was married in Puerto Rico. And, you know, the phone call rang. And I'll tell any fella this, any man this, right? That's one of the, I don't know, man. That's one of the most life-threatening phone calls you can get. I'm serious, because it goes either way. Either you're gonna be happy or you're gonna be sad. If you sad, people resort to drastic measures. So I guess she called him up and said, you know what? I just want to let you know. Now, all alone, now I can't get too ahead of myself. All alone now, she totally understands is married. All right. She totally understands the prestige that he has in the sport of boxing. People know Felix Fedejo. You know what I'm saying? People know him. So she calls the man up and basically says she need to talk to him because she was pregnant. Now, anybody in their right mind, you know what I'm saying, understands how detrimental that can be, especially in Puerto Rico. And then, from my understanding, his family was, trying to tell her to get rid of the baby, this, that, and the other. So Felix asked to meet her, you know what I'm saying? Asked to meet her so they can talk, like it usually go down. When a female get pregnant, you was unexpected and all that. Sometimes we want to meet with them to see what's next. It's bad. I'm not trying to seem insensitive. I never had that conversation, but I'm just saying I don't want to seem insensitive. But you had a conversation, and Felix was probably telling her, trying to explain, like, "Hey, it's gonna be very bad for me." You know what I'm saying? Um, if this comes out to the public, you feel me? So pretty much, him and his friend conspired to kidnapping this lady, and this is where I'm gonna get into the article of it. They conspired to kidnap his side chick or his mistress, whatever. And, it was some physical, it was assault that happened in the car to the point where allegedly, Dejo punched her in the face. And, during that time when they had her in the vehicle, they duct taped her, tied her up. They injected her with some type of contamination. I'm not sure exactly the proper pronunciation, so I'm not even going to sit up here and try to bloviate as if I know what the hell they tried to inject her with. But it was poisonous. It was lethal, right? They drive her, and I don't know the entire assault, but they drive her to this bridge where they put cement shoes on her. And she's out at this point in time, from my understanding. They dump her over the bridge, hoping to sink her body so it can never come up. And allegedly, Felix Fedejo pretty much fires a weapon into the water to kill her and make sure she's dead. Now, in the process of this, her body doesn't stay grounded or anchored at the bottom like they thought. It floats up to the top, and then everything else goes downhill for Deo. In light of what he's already did, authorities get word, boom, retrieve the body, find out everything that's been attached to this. They find out the story. It's just all bad, man. I'm talking about as worse as you can possibly get for Verdejo. You know what I'm saying? And not seeing him, I'm not proud of taking a picture with him, but when I seen Phyllis Fedejo, he was one of the coolest, one of the nicest people you'll meet. Like in person, I don't have nothing bad to say about Phyllis Fedejo, but he's a killer. You know what I'm saying? He's not the first killer I met, but he's a killer. He's a killer. And he killed his chick. Now, that's where we go wrong often, man. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of ways. So who am I? I'm not pointing the finger at the men who are in situations like this. And I mean, this type of situation with the phone call, as I call it, the phone call. I, that's what I describe it. The phone call. That phone call when you get that message that, hey, I'm pregnant. Your girl is pregnant, and you already got a girl, or you're married. You already got kids, and you about to get another one. And in the worst way possible, because this is going to be all about supporting another female that's outside of your family. And so when your kids get older, they find out they have a half brother or sister. It gets very, very bad. And what Verdejo said, you know what? Forget all that. I'm not even gonna deal with it. Um, you know, he called up his boy, and both of them chose to conspire to take her life. And this is somebody that you've been laying down with. This is a female that he knew since he was a kid, y'all. He knew this female since they was real young. Like when they was youngins in life, he knew this chick. And killed her, man. Killed her. Try to drown, try to sink her to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But in the heat of the adrenaline and everything, it didn't work, man. And I'm saying to myself, damn, have you did this before? For you to go through all this? Have this something you did before? Because the length they went through to basically restrain her, tie her up, whatever they had, bound her, and put cement shoes on her to sink to the bottom. It's just not something someone who never did that before is aware or educated about. That's all I'm saying. They're not educated in the know-how to do something like that. You understand? Like, that's some serious type shit to have someone, first of all, that you knew since a youth, end up having an affair with, relations or whatever you want to call it. And then it gets to the point where now baby's involved, and his family seemed like they wasn't having that. His wife probably said, hell no, you ain't disgracing me, or whatever the case, however the conversation went. And it went downhill from there. He threw his life away, and they pretty much, threw out the death penalty for now, which is crazy. Like, he not only killed her, but he killed an unborn child. And the death penalty is out. So he still has to go to trial and everything, and more details will come up. But I'm just saying, man, that's just a wild situation right there. For real. That's just too wild, man. That's too wild with Felix Fedejo. But he'll never box again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You never know what's going on with these people. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's going to become of it. So we'll just leave it like that. I'm not going to talk too much on it, but we'll just leave it like that. No death penalty for Felix Verdejo. Moving on, Antoine Russell versus Devin Haney clash is brewing pretty decent for a 140 meeting. You know what I'm saying? A showdown between these two. I know we've been talking about, Devin Haney at lightweight, and we're still hoping that he gets this fight with Cambozo. Whenever that comes around, cool. We down for it. But right now, Antoine Russell is saying that, hey, check this out. Al Heyman gave me the green light or something like that. I got the green light on this motherfucker. The fight. I don't know how quick that's gonna come about. Like I said, we hear banter like call outs online all the time. We hear this type of shit all the time, but Gary Russell versus Devin Haney would be absolutely fire. It would be absolute, man. We're talking about a guy who's not even in the media like this. Antoine Russell is not a dude in the media. Cat is very intelligent, very smart fighter, very smart individual. I had the opportunity to speak to him man to man, and this dude is on a whole different level of understanding what his purpose is in life. That's real talk. I would definitely like to see this fight because the competitive part of it is nothing that need to be built up. This is one of those fights you don't need to build shit up. You don't need to build this up, man. This is already where it should be. All we need as fans is what? The connect. We need the confirmation. That's all. We done heard everything else. We've been through this. We've been through the phase, the warm-up phase of talking about the fight. We've been through, you know, all the live chats, all the live streams. We've been through that. I know it's far off in the distance, but all I'm saying is this fight between Gary Antoine Russell and Devin Haney is tantalizing. This shit is what boxing need. Is very interesting. Both of them can box. Antoine is already seated at 140. Devin is yet to make his move up to 140. And we've heard Bill say plenty of times that, it's getting difficult here and there for him to make 140. I mean, 135. So take in consideration too, I'm going to give a plug to Blu-ray. Blu-ray potentially, I believe what was out here that he may train Devin if and when he moves up to 140. If that is indeed the case, that would be interesting because that would be a new look. Somebody who's known like Blu-ray to have this high level strength and conditioning routine and cachet to his whole regime. You know what I'm saying? His whole training regime. That'd be different for Devin. You know what I'm saying? So overall, man, we don't need to build this shit up. We don't have to waste thumbnails on this shit too much with, no, this fight right here is what we want to see. It don't have to be for a fucking title. You have two pure, legitimate, certified, bona fide boxers. I want to see this shit. Bruce goes, boxing, jazz, and more. Man, I see you on deck, man. Shout out to Bruce, man. Y'all be sure to check out the OG over there on his channel. King Mitch on deck. That's a fight that really don't need, you know what I'm saying? No build up. We know both of these fighters are about that. And it'll be good to see at 140. It'll be good to see. And on top of that, I know Teofimo Lopez is on his way to 140. But I didn't put him in the Bulletage topics because he's fighting a high-ranking contender supposedly, but we'll just wait till that play itself out. You feel me? Okay, Spence versus UGAS, right? I'm gonna say that near the bottom. All right, my boy Gilberto Ramirez, aka ZURDO. I had the opportunity to interview him twice, man. Good guy, and he can box too. He was formerly he was the first Mexican, right? The first Mexican champion at super middleweight. He was a WBO world champion, out of sight, out of mind, quiet. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people know. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a quiet dude. Now he's up at light heavy. He's looking to call out the best. Joe Smith name came up, but more so, it's information out there that last year, Team Dimitri Bivol sent the offer over to Ramirez, and Bivol is claiming that Ramirez team turned down the offer. ZURDO responded and said, "No, that's not true. That's not true. Why would I turn down an opportunity like that?" And we all know offers are always sent here and there. We don't know what's in the details. We don't know if it was a low ball or fuck you offer. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know what it was about. But ZURDO responded and said, "No, I would never turn down an opportunity like that." So let me give you a little bit of what the article said. Hold on for a second. and hit the like button when you in the building. But shout out to ZURDO, man. I would definitely like to see that fight between him and Dimitri Bivol. You know what I'm saying? And he said he definitely is not overlooking Joe Smith. Definitely, he's not overlooking Joe Smith. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. He's keeping it genuine. To me, he's keeping it real genuine. And Joe Smith has the WBO light heavyweight title right now. So give me a minute to briefly bring this up. So this is what the article on Boxing Scene goes on to say, right? I'm not reading the whole article. Don't worry about that. In a recent interview with Ring, Bivol was quoted as saying, "I know for a fact that my team did offer Team Ramirez to fight me December 11th in Russia. And the purse offered was about the same as what I offered to fight him on Golden Boy promotion show. He rejected the offer." So that's Demetrius Bivol basically insinuating that Gilberto Ramirez turned down the offer. It goes on to say, "I don't know why he's saying they offered a fight to me," Ramirez countered, "but he must be really confused. To be clear, that was never a contract that was sent to my team or Golden Boy for a fight. Unlike how a contract was delivered to him and his team from Golden Boy for the December bout. I'm confused why he continues to be a pawn and create false narratives and try everything to hide from this fight. It's just a matter of time before that belt comes where it belongs." That's coming from Gilberto, aka ZURDO. You know what I'm saying? He says, "After Bivol, Joe Smith is my next target since he has my belt WBO that I had at 168. Ramirez remarked, "I'm the best light heavyweight out there, and it's not even close. There's a reason why these champs are scared to call my name, but soon they won't have a choice. I would end Smith in less than 6 rounds. Hold up. Wait a minute. Gilberto Ramirez said, I would end Smith in less than 6 rounds. Remember I told you. Check my YouTube out for my interview with ZURDO. Very under the radar type of dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is, bro. That's what ZURDO is. Under the radar type of fighter. Good guy though. Good guy. Moving on. This is one of the disappointments, right? Okay, let's go back to Juan Estrada and Chocolatito, right? So Juan Estrada ended up defeating Chocolatito, and they were supposed to head into a trilogy. All right. So in that trilogy, we was expecting a very solid, contest. And run for side was the mandatory, so to speak. But Juan Estrada was elevated to the franchise championship. So that pretty much eliminated Rung Fasad for getting a shot again at the WBC title, being that Rung Fasad was a former WBC champion himself. So we had Rung Fasad going in there against Carlo CUADRAS. All right. So Rung Fasad, fighting for the vacant WBC belt. To him, he says it's an opportunity again to pick up the WBC for both of these guys. And Rung Fasad comes down with COVID. You know what I'm saying? How crazy is that? Rung Fasad comes down with COVID, y'all. I know he was like pissed. He was looking forward to get back in there and try to get back to the pinnacle to face, the winner. It says, Rung Fasad tested positive for COVID-19 and will now be replaced by Jesse Bam Rodriguez for a fight against Carlos CUADRAS for the vacant WBC super flyweight title this Saturday, February 5th. So now you have a flyweight, from my understanding. That freaking Jesse Bam Rodriguez is a flyweight. So shit, he's gonna be stepping up to super fly for a tough fight against Carlo Cuadras. That's gonna be a tough fight. A 20-year-old Rodriguez, 14-0, just signed a multi-fight deal with Matchroom. And goddamn, Matchroom say, shit, let me put you in there with the motherfucking fire. I mean, shit. Look, this dude has an O on his record, y'all. And he's going in there to fight for the vacant title of Division Up. He's going from fly to super fly. He's 14-0, 10 knockouts. He's going to fight for a motherfucking WBC title. 22. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to take the risk. This dude know damn well he's about to go in there for a tough fight. He's not a true super fly, but he's going to go in there anyway. Good move. I mean, look, what heart, man. You know what I'm saying? What heart. It's a disappointment for boxing fans that they won't get the opportunity to watch the former WBC super flyweight champion, Rung Fasai, 50 victories, 5 defeats, 1 draw, 43 coming by way of knockout, to face Cuadras, 39 victories, 4 losses, 1 draw, with 27 knockouts in the main event in a rematch. Now, if you remember, they had a fight in 2014 where the fight was stopped via headbutt, I believe. And Cuadras won by TKO, 8th round TKO decision. So this fight was very important for them to get back in there and settle the score. You know what I'm saying? Bam Rodriguez last 5 fights with Jose Burgos, Saul Juarez, Jania Rivera, Marco Sustiata. You know, all of them was knockouts. So y'all have all stoppages. But now he's going in there against Carlos, who is a true superfly. Very tough opponent. And with him stepping up to a higher weight class, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be tough for him. Real talk. But wishing the best, bro. That's the only thing I can do. Wishing the best, bro. For real. Fury versus Dillian White. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. I'm not gonna take too long on this because I don't care to elaborate too much. It's not anything going on except, you know, Dillian White is feeling some type of panty, or whatever about the 80-20 decision for him stepping there with Tyson Fury. Yes, it is scraps. For real, it's absolute scraps. That's crumbs comparable to all the time it's taken. Like, Dillian White has been waiting for like 3 years, almost over 3 years. So for him to finally get the opportunity to grace a square with Tyson Fury, and they say 80-20 is like pennies, man, crumbs. So what the fuck is he gonna do? He's throwing a tantrum. He wanted to have a lawsuit. He wanted to, increase that percentage. And it just didn't happen. So now the question is, will Dillian White step in the ring with Tyson Fury? No one's talking about it, bro. No one's talking about this shit. Because they just don't care, man. They don't care. You know why they don't care? Because they just seen this man remove his head off the bottom rope not too long ago. The man was knocked out cold, sipping on NyQuil. NyQuil was coming out he was drooling NyQuil out the side of his mouth, dog. Dude was snoring. They thought he had sleep apnea. They said, oh shit. Nobody's talking about this fight. And that's real bad for Dillian White. Situations like this, it make a fighter just lose their mind because you wanted Deontay Wilder, but it seemed like you squandered that. That never played out. You didn't want to be the mandatory and fight Luis Ortiz. I mean, fight Luis Ortiz for the position. It's just been extremely messy for Dillian White. So we don't know what the fuck gonna happen. Eddie Hearn said, Dillian White is very, very dangerous for Tyson Fury. This, that. Yeah, man. He's dangerous to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? He goes in there and bangs out. Dillian White does that. But also he take risks that are considered very, very reckless and to be considered extremely impulsive. Like Dillian's mentality is, I'm gonna go in there with everything I got. If I get chin, I get chin. I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? I get chin. That's what it's all about. Going in there and putting everything, leaving everything in the ring. And if I get chin, I get chin. His deal is just walking through the front door, guns are blazing. Not worrying about the caliber of punches that's in return. He said, as long as I go in there and I'm making a lot of noise, that's what I like. In between time, if I get caught with something, so that's reckless abandonment. So 80-20 right now, we'll see how that plays out. It ain't getting no higher than that. It's not going to be no negotiation, this, that, and the other. It's not going to be no gift wrap. Oh, man, we know, we respect you as a boxer, Dillian. You know what? We're going to get, it's not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. I'm off this. Canelo versus Charlo. All right. Now peep this out. Canelo versus Charlo. Hey, shout out to my man Michael Williams Jr. and Sr. in the building. Didn't see you over there. Shout out to the team, dog. Shout out to the motherfucking team on deck. You know what it is. Shout out to Fayetteville, NC, man. On deck. Appreciate you pulling up. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to Michael Williams Jr. in Police Academy doing his thing. Grown man shit, dog. That's what it's up. That's what's up, man. Good for White. He been wanting a high profile fight for a minute. Now I don't care about White, but good for him. White will give Fury whatever he is left in his tank for the first few rounds, and then Fury will slap him around the rest of the fight. Hey, Andrew, I don't think it's going to be any slaps, bro. Sometimes you slap a motherfucker, right? It's just the whole point and to just embarrass him and shit like that. I don't think Fury would gain anything by slapping Dillian White around for some, like that. He would gain nothing from it. Because look, if you think fighters don't try to one up somebody who's already been in the ring with him, yes, they do. You know what I'm saying? He's going to look at Alexander Povetkin and what he was able to do and stop Dillian White. And Tyson Fury is going to go in there and try to dominate too. Just like the fight was stopped between Anthony Joshua and Carlos Takam. It's no way the referee was letting that fight between Anthony Joshua and Carlos Takam go past 10 rounds. Why? Because Joshua was in line to fight Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin already fought Carlos Takam, and the fight was stopped within 10. So I don't know Tyson Fury's mindset, but when it comes down to it, man, I don't think he want Alexander Povetkin to outdo him fighting a common opponent like Dillian. Tyson want to go in there and get the job done clean, and take it to the house. That's it. He want to get Dillian out there, have him straddled out there under the bottom rope once again, like Bermain Stavern when Deontay Wilder dropped that motherfucking TNT on his ass. Logic on deck. What's good? Logic say Canelo going KO and Charlo. Charlo power hasn't translated from 154 to 160. May less and more 168. Had Otto Wallin beat White had they met, in my opinion. Wallin better boxer. White has some pop though. Okay, let me take the latter one first. Otto Wallin can box. Now, I'm not saying Otto Wallin can box just because he was up there fucking Tyson Fury up and, you know what I'm saying, roughing him up and making it look pretty nice. But he opened up a big cut on him, and you know that's history. But also Otto Wallin made Dominic Brazil look even worse. He made Dominic Brazil look like he was just stepping in the gym for sparring. He made Dominic Brazil look bad. Bad, y'all. Made him look bad. Not only that, you want to know another secret? Dominic Brazil had Abel Sanchez in his corner, dog. Yes, man, the same Abel Sanchez that was in Gennadi's corner, the Mexican style. Yeah, man. Otto Wallin said, "I don't give a damn what you got this. I don't care about none of that." He outboxed the shit out of Dominic Brazil. But Dillian Whyte is a different opponent. Dillian Whyte is indeed a different opponent than Dominic Brazil. Real talk. Who's the better boxer? I would say Otto Wallin. You know what I'm saying? Otto Wallin is a southpaw. Dillian Whyte, in my opinion, will have more power. And this is the heavyweight division. And one thing I can say about Otto Wallin, he can move. You know what I'm saying? He can use his footwork now. He can become mobile. He can get out of positions. You know what I'm saying? As a heavyweight. He doesn't use the type of Frank Sanchez movement. Frank Sanchez would go side to side laterally, you know what I'm saying? But Otto Wallin knows how to exit and then, you know, send some punches. Like he had Dominic Brazil chest on the ropes looking out into the audience. He was spinning him so bad. So that'll be a good fight, man. Either way, if he doesn't want to fight Tyson Fury for the belt, obviously he's so hell bent in having a attitude, throwing a tantrum that he don't care about becoming the WBC title holder. All you have to do is go in there and knock out Tyson Fury, man. Just beat him. You have a puncher's chance to do something, bro. Just at least go in the championship fight. Don't say 20% is keeping you out the fight entirely. Fight for the motherfucking title, dog. You know, he's the current WBC heavyweight champion. Go in there and try your hand at it, there, Dillian. That's what I got to say about that shit, man. Canelo versus Charlo, bro. Logic said Canelo KO'ing Charlo. Charlo power hasn't translated from 154 to 160. When people say Canelo is KO'ing people, I automatically don't jump into the damn, you know, the cart and say, you know what, start the run. And then when you get to that hill, let go. I just don't put myself out there like that, right? When it comes to Canelo punching power. You know, I feel uncomfortable about that because, yeah, he did stop Billy Joe Saunders. And yeah, he did stop Caleb Plant. I don't know about Charlo being stopped by Canelo just yet. Now, you do make a solid point about saying that, of course, he's not going to be a true super middleweight, but we don't know if his power is going to transfer from 160 to 168. That is a fact. That is an absolute fact. We have no idea if his power is transferable. So that is logically correct. When will we see it? When he takes the step up. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I would have rather Charlo went to 168 and fought somebody else. But this is a big money fight for him. This is a big money fight. Everybody is trying to get the big ticket item. The big ticket item is Canelo Alvarez. Not everybody is in a division to reach out and grab a hold of Canelo Alvarez. What I mean by that, it's going to take more than a verbal call out because Canelo has to see interest. He has to see some type of interest enough to say, okay, this is worth my time. This is worth me getting in training camp. How much I'm gonna get paid, blah, blah, blah. So we'll give Charlo the BOD, the benefit of the doubt, y'all. That it's okay. You know, I mean, he has a big enough name. People are gonna tune in and watch because it'll be Charlo's biggest fight of his career. And I can't say the same for Canelo, though. I don't know if Charlo is going to be the biggest fight of his career. I can't make that assumption. I'm not going to push a distorted narrative out there that I believe Charlo is going to be Canelo's. I can't do it because I don't think so. I don't have any belief in that. I do believe it's going to be a tough fight for Charlo. He's moving up a weight class, y'all. He's going in there with a guy who only lost to Floyd Mayweather. More experience is going in the favor of Canelo Alvarez. He has over 50 professional wins, man. 50 professional wins. Now, like I've said previously, yeah, a lot of those early on was Mexico, but he is established. He is the creme de la creme right now, and Charlo has his hands all the way full, both. I don't have the comfort in saying that Charlo's going to go here and upset Canelo. I don't see it, man. I don't even think, Charlo has a puncher's chance to catch Canelo. I just haven't seen that in his fights, bro. This ain't J-Rock City, dog. No, man, that knockout is over. Done with it. It's done. It's not like he flatlined J-Rock. Like his knockout of J-Rock, in my opinion, don't come close to the way Erickson Lubin was knocked out by Mel. That was a bad freaking knockout. It was bad. Like, listen, it's not like it was Oscar Valdez Miguel Burchelt knockout. That was bad. That shit was brutish. Real talk. So him stepping up to 168, we really don't know what he's going to feel, how he's going to move. You know what I'm saying? He always called himself Big Charlo, right? But then you're talking about a fighter who's already been up to 175, shouty. Canelo's already been to 175, dog. What you saying? Of course he's going to be the bigger fighter. And hopefully Saul, aka Cinnamon, don't put any restrictions on that because, dude, somebody's moving up to a division. You're unified. Look, you're the undisputed champion up at 168. You shouldn't have no rehydration clause, none of that. You're the bigger fighter, all that shit. So don't come with no petty ass, you know what I'm saying, diva type shit, man. No prima donna type stuff. We just want to see the fight. Jess Bam Rodriguez is a bad motherfucker. Supposedly he's the best fighter at RGBA. Hey, listen, I never said he wasn't bad. He can fight, but he's moving up a division, right? Against another bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit, let's not act like Carlos Cuadras. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. It's gonna be a good fight. But he's stepping in on short notice. He was gonna fight on the undercard, but he's stepping in short notice. And preparation is everything. So it should be a damn good fight. We talking about Superfly. You know how them cats move. They fast, man. Come on, man. It's gonna be entertaining. Knocking out Maul is a tall order, in my opinion. I agree. I can't really say that Canelo's gonna knock out Maul. I can't say Maul is gonna knock out Canelo. I don't know. I know what I seen with Caleb Plant. I don't know what the fuck happened. Because for you to be moving side to side and talking to Canelo mean that you had energy to do so. I don't know if it was a mental envelope that folded Caleb. I fucking don't know. I just know this dude in the 9th round was talking to Canelo. And Canelo, come on, get this whooping. Come on, let's go. Man, come on, man. Charlo has, I believe, 2 KOs at middleweight against subpar competition. 1 KO in the last 5 fights. Can't see Nello respecting power. Good point, man. Good breakdown. Knowledge is everything. And, with that said, we really can't see Canelo moving up and fighting the pound for pound best and stun him. I don't see it. Canelo getting knocked out technically, but he's not leaving guys stiff on the canvas. It's more like opponents capitulating. I get, who surrendered though, Andrew? Who surrendered with Charlo? Sergey didn't. Who surrendered? Montiel surrendered? I'm just asking, dog. Who surrendered? Oh, my bad. I misread your post. My bad, Andrew. You're talking about Canelo. My bad. I was busy reading more than one post. When you talk about surrendering, Billy Joe Sanders, did he surrender or quit? Surrendering and quitting, is it the same thing? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It might be around the same, you know what I'm saying? Quitting, I think Billy Joe Sanders just quit. Surrendering, you still can move around the ring and survive. You just know you can't do anything about who's in front of you to win the fight. So instead of just giving up totally, turning your back, doing shit, just making it bad for the crowd, they're booing you, that's surrender to me. You're in retreat. Quitting is just saying, I don't want to be here no more. Fuck it. Go ahead. All right. Land a punch. Oh, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Quitting, I think that's what it is, man. Surrendering, you can retreat and move around and avoid, but yet still be in the fight. I get what you're saying, though. Charlo is seeking a cash out, in my opinion. If he's not facing top comp at the moment, who will he fight if he loses? Well, it's already been out there that he won't Caleb Plant. So Charlo's deal is, like you said on the first sentence, you said he want to cash out. I believe there's nothing wrong. Man, I don't even want to say that shit. I don't even want to say there's nothing wrong with cashing out. In this particular case, it is. Is it? Because it's okay to get the biggest paycheck against Canelo. But go in there and fucking win. Go in there and try to win, rather. Don't go in there and give us Danny Jacobs. We already seen Danny Jacobs. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see another black fighter go in there against Canelo. And per the pre-examination, we already find fractures. Something's terribly wrong with this. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many areas that's vulnerable already that Canelo is going to take advantage of in this fight. I mean, it's not too many people just going to say, yeah, I give Charlo the credit. I give him all the credit. I just don't see it, bro. Exactly. Charles Mongiel was hurting Charlo to the body. Near end, Nello, bread and butter. I heard Fury was getting 30 mil for White fight, and White makes slightly under 9 mil. What promotional company they're about to put out of business? Oh man, that shit is Goodwill. Something. That shit got some EBT sponsors. Man, they got some stimulus sponsors. Man, they got some shit popping over there. 30 mil? Fury about to get 30 mil for White. God damn. Somebody reaching deep in their pocket for some bullshit. Look, you can't tell me rich people don't have a bullshit fund set aside. In this case right here, this is a perfect example of a bullshit fund, dog. Hey, we got to make this fight, okay? Let's go get that bullshit fund. Because this fight right here for the WBC Heavyweight Championship, after Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury buzz, this is absolutely bullshit. Go get that bullshit fund, goddammit. We got to give Dillian White that goddamn money he's asking for. If it was up to me, I'd give him $500K. Man, that's just crazy, dog. the pan fight f's with my head too. The plant fight. Yeah, man. I know he's been through some stuff with his, losing his daughter, his mother. But for him to just break down, I thought it would be all go out on your shield type shit for Caleb. You know what I'm saying? For him to get two-pieced after sending that slap Canelo away, where he's barely touched him. But Canelo, look, you got to give it up to Canelo being the G he is. Canelo came dressed for the cause. He know that was animus, right? Canelo knew it was tension. Canelo came dressed in slacks and a short sleeve 3-button polo shirt, dog. He didn't come in no tailored suit. Canelo said, man, I do this not just for the payday. I do this. I'm coming because I know this cat's going to try to damn swing on me or something. He came in there with a short sleeve shirt on and slacks on. And Caleb Plant came on with a tailored suit, dog. But man, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know, bro. Fury is a big, strong dude, but he won't have that one punch to put you to sleep power. I can see stoppage or KO over White, but not the way Povetkin did. I totally get it. But look at it this way, right? Fury did knock down Deontay, right? And in the rematch and in the trilogy, okay? Right? Analytics, okay? It's not impossible for Tyson Fury to knock out Dillian White, who his losses have been stoppages. Dillian White has been in some tough fights where he took punishment. This dude is talking out literally the side of his face right now when you listen to him talk. That may be a reason for many of things, but Dillian White, his knockouts, whew. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I tell people, neurologically, everybody's physical anatomy is wired different. Some fighters take extreme amount of punishment and post-career, they still able to carry on the conversation. No slur of speech or nothing. It's some people that may not have had endured that the intensity of taking extreme punishment and damage to their body. They may not have, but they have extreme slur of speech. How many losses does Riddick Bowe have? How many losses does he have? And look and listen to how he sounds right now. There's no knock on Riddick Bowe, but I'm just saying, it's some fighters I've ran into that really didn't do anything, that only had a certain amount of fights early in their professional career. And some of them have slurred speech. Why? Because they may have had an extensive amateur career, or they might have had some very intense sparring sessions. You know, it's all different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But some of them, I'm like, damn, wow, slurring like that. Shit. Anyway, Otto Wallin would give Andy Ruiz all he can handle right now. Did y'all hear about Ruiz and Gassiev? Both of them turned down the fight with Filip Perkovic for the Eliminator. They turned it down. Gassiev and Ruiz turned down the fight with Filip Perkovic. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all even know Oscar Rivas, right? The same one that survived the Dillian White freaking scandal. You know he's the Bridgerweight champion. That's a knee slapper, y'all. That's a knee slapper shit. Oscar Rivas is the Bridgerweight champion, bro. Now, y'all don't go running up there trying to goddamn check out the info and, you know, put Oscar Rivas, on your wagon for favorite fighters. Don't do it. But I just wanted to let you know Oscar Rivas is a Bridgerweight champion. Don't start dropping me in my DMs. You know the backstory behind why Mauricio Sulaiman created the Bridgerweight. If you knew the backstory, you wouldn't be making. Nah, I know all of that. For some time now, I do. Has nothing to do with the little kid, okay? Salute to him. I'm glad he survived and all that. I'm strictly talking about Oscar Rivas being the Bridgeweight champion. That's it. And listen, mark my words. I'm telling you now. Listen to me. Canelo Alvarez, before he retire, will pick up a Bridgeweight belt. Watch what I tell you. Watch. Canelo's trying to get up out of here with as much divisions as he can, more than Floyd, because that's his saving grace at the end of the day. When he retires from this sport, I don't see him doing no commentating and shit like that. Canelo would have made so much money. He's going to be out here breeding, goddamn top of the line show horses or something. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be that dude that's commentating, and I don't see it. But anyway, like I was saying, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I think Canelo is gonna try to walk up out of here with about six weights. Is it possible somehow, some way, for Canelo to leave as an 8th division champion? He's trying to move up the cruiserweight. I'm just playing. Anyway, I just had to put some humor in there. I just had to put some humor in there. Goddamn, some what they call a brain teaser. A brain teaser. Hey, he said, when did McGill fight Charlo? You see, I didn't respond to that, Mitch. I just slid over it. Mitch. You didn't see how I slid on him? I didn't want to be disrespectful. I just slid out of it, dog. I just slid out of that. He said, when did McGill fight Charlo? I just slid away. Go back, hit the replay. Logic must have meant Montiel. Golden Girls protecting McGill like he told on Cartel in Mexico. Man, yeah, man. Munguia is one of those guys who at one point in time, he fought like 5 times, man. In 1 year. Dude, they was moving him like a used Corolla, goddammit. That was the everyday driver over that motherfucker. Every time you looked in the ring. And now is freaking Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas is in the ring. Goddamn Nico Ali. They in the ring every time. And I can say freaking Jahad Tucker. Jahad Tucker's got the gas. You know what I'm saying? These fighters, they gassing, dog. I think I could say Jared Anderson too, man. I could say Jared Anderson too. He's been on the gas lately. You're right, King. Who's protecting Jamal? Man, I swear Fury owes Wild a percentage of his purse from here on out. Mint Montiel, King, thanks. And hit the replay. I just slid away from it. You know what I'm saying? I know what he probably meant. Fury got tree trunks for arms. That's a lot of momentum being transferred. He can wallop you. Yeah, man. Fury has, that eccentric type power. You know what I'm saying? He's already a big dude. And I had the unpleasure of running into him, following him after I was, trying to get some info off Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill is very smart when it comes to response, and he know the mic. He's in front of the lens. So I wasn't getting too much off Sugar Hill. And I went into Starbucks to talk to Tyson Fury, and he was with his cousin. So I was asking him some questions, and he said, I've been partying in Miami. He cracked open his jacket. He said, see, I'm in this type of shape. I was like, Fury, one thing about him, man, he loves freaking walking around with no shirt on, bro. The dude is built like a larvae. He's built like a dumpling, an overcooked dumpling. Like, dude just cracked his jacket open. Anyway, man, he's the heavyweight champ, man. I'm not sitting up here trying to clown the dude. I'm just looking at it like his style is very eccentric. It's not anything easy. You ain't gonna have no easy go. stepping in there with Fury. Even though I still say he's a cheater, it's a lot of cheating that's going on in boxing. But you have to recognize the fact that he is a WBC champion right now. Period. Period. Middleweight division is protecting Maul Charlo. I'm not as frustrated with Maul as everyone else seems to be, though. Of course, I want more for him, but all those other guys want it for Canelo too. It has to come a time and a place where you gotta take a risk. This risk for Charlo comes with a paycheck. I don't know how much he's gonna get, but I'm assuming he's gonna get paid the most he's ever gotten in his life from a fight. Because obviously you step in there with Canelo. I don't think we're gonna see the Dillian White Tyson Fury effect. Jamal Charlo is gonna get the biggest paycheck of his career. He'll take his first L. And then we'll probably see him, like he's been mentioning, go over there and fight Caleb Plant. He's going to have 2 fights where fight fans are going to be interested in. Now, you have to look at it this way. You can't show Jamal Charlo all the hate if you ain't showing Caleb Plant. Because Caleb Plant was stopped when he stepped up. He was undefeated when he stepped in there with Canelo Alvarez. So if Jamal Charlo goes in here and gets stopped by Canelo, don't act like it's Armageddon, goddammit. Don't act like you never seen somebody super middleweight get stopped. We seen Billy Joe Sanders get stopped. Ain't nobody give a damn to talk about his ass. The only one out of that equation was who? Callum Smith? Motherfucking AK Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Had all that height. Could have dunked on Canelo. Didn't do shit. I think I've outgrown this division. I'm moving up to 175. I want to send all my thanks and salutations out to everyone who supported me in 168, but Canelo beat my ass. He did absolutely jack. So let's not jump on the shoulders of Jamal Charlo if he gets stopped. It don't matter if it's a KO or TKO. Because Caleb Plant did. And people just say, oh, let him walk out into the distance. You know, we like the story. It's good that he was able to get this far. And you know, they're giving him all the praises. I'm telling you, if Jamal goes in there and gets stopped, it's not going to be the same waiver that was given. The boxing public gave a therapeutic waiver to Caleb Plant because people didn't look at him as the villain. Even with the slap and shit, people didn't look at him as a villain. They know that he had lost a child, and they knew his mom was gunned down in a situation she had. All right. And most people consider Caleb to be a good guy. Now, for the Charlos, they have a history of being boisterous, you know what I'm saying, belligerent individuals, very, very outspoken. And for Maul Charlo, he's always considered himself Big Charlo. So when you're talking about Big Charlo, they want you to do big things right now. You at 160, your brother's at 154. We looking for both of y'all to do something. Now, if you had to ask me, I can't say Sergey Derevyanchenko fight wasn't a tough fight. But how many times did Sergey Derevyanchenko get the IBF shot when he was the mandatory? Come on, man. He lost both of them, and they transitioned him to the WBC, and he lost against Charlo. I would say male, it didn't basically blossom into a rivalry with Tony Harrison, but it was a good damn 2 fights. It was a rubber match. So I would hope they have a trilogy, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. And then to see the fight that he was in with Castano, whew, that was heat. That was heat right there, dog. I take the fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko and Castano somewhat similar for the Charlo brothers in the way they performed. I even put Jarrett Hurd, the fight he had with what's the guy's name? Luis, What was the guy named that beat Jared Hurd? Arias. I even talked to him when he was down here in Atlanta too. That had heat in it for real, and it was outdoors and it was raining in the ring. I don't know if that kind of broke um the mental focus of Jared Hurd, but it was raining out there. It was sprinkling out there in the ring. But goddamn Luis, he was in the same ring as Hurd, and he still was landing bombs on him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to Charlo. It is what it is, man. I'm not saying he's gonna go in there and get knocked out, but no one never seen Charlo challenge to the body like he's gonna be challenged with Canelo. He has to be thinking about this shit. Logic, World Comeback, same as White has been battered. Will he be the same? How do you feel? Wilder looks in comeback fight after wars with Fury. Hey, man, it's tough, man. It's tough because you have two different fighters, first of all. Tyson Fury is considered one of the top heavyweights along with Deontay Wilder, right? So therefore, Tyson Fury, whatever it was, I don't know what it was, bro. Like, I still don't look at Tyson Fury as a knockout artist. I always play the ruler. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you put the ruler you have your index and thumb in the middle of the ruler, and you kind of move it and make it seem wavy. That's how I always view fights like Tyson Fury. How he didn't have none of this shit coming back for Seferi. None of it for Francisco Pianetta. Went the distance with Wilder in the first. Then he fought Tom Schwartz, didn't look that impressive. And then he ended with Otto Walling, where he had a huge cut over his right eye, right? So I'm saying to myself, this dude is not the hype that they say. And then he went over and fought Braun Strowman in World Wrestling Entertainment. Comes back to the ring, and he ended up beating Deontay Wilder in the most controversial heavyweight, matches of this era. He did knock him down twice. It's almost like he developed it. Power is not supposed to resonate like that at his age. But people were saying, oh, he got Sugar Hill. He learned how to turn his punches. He was already turning his punches over. He already knew what combinations and all that. I don't know how to grade that with Fury. I don't know, man. He got the job done, in the trilogy. He knocked him out. Deontay Wilder, he was mad at Mark Breland for doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole lot of accusations. It was a whole lot of scandal and conspiracy in the rematch. So in the trilogy, it ended the way it did. Deontay went out on his shield, knocked out Cole. No one can, dispute or call anything to it. But for Dillian White, though, Dillian White is a different fighter than Deontay Wilder. Because the criticism for Deontay Wilder said, he couldn't box. He had the power to equalize it, but he couldn't box. So if you extract for what we've seen in the videos from Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder, we wasn't throughout the entire fight, only within the first round and a half, so to speak, I think. We seen him jabbing to the body and being patient. But we didn't get to see any of that doubling up the hook to the body and just, everything that we had been, subjected to with these short videos. Like, we're looking at the videos and we say, oh, it's different. He's different now. Was it Tyson Fury who made him change his mind? Was it a lack of cardio? Did fatigue set in? Because he came out jabbing to the body. He was doing well with that. And then it just went down slide from there. It was still turned into an epic fight because both of the fighters earned knockdowns, which was crazy. This shit was insane, man. Dillian White, the one thing about him, he can box. He has good power, right? But His mental blade is duller than a plastic butter knife, God damn it. Real talk. His mental blade is duller than a plastic butter knife. This dude loses focus when he's ahead. I don't see Dillian White's ring IQ leveling out as an equal to that of Tyson Fury. I just see Fury being way smarter than Dillian. I see him setting traps with Dillian White. Dillian White gives me this impression that he's straightforward, all gas, no brakes sometimes, which that brick wall is right there for Dillian White. You know, that's what I see with him. He's just reckless too many times, and he puts himself in trouble. Now, of course, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Maybe I want to use the M word. Maybe Dillian White has matured since the Alexander Povetkin knockout. Maybe he has turned over something. And he's a smarter boxer. Maybe, y'all. I want Charlo to get the fight versus Canelo. Those other fighters got their shot in paydays. I like PBC getting Maul his opportunity as well. I'm glad that Charlo is getting a shot too. But I also have to, reflect on what I said earlier in the live. I said if I was thinking of Canelo and what choice was beneficial to him, whether to go out there and scoop up a belt with Makabu or fight Jamal Charlo, I would scoop up the belt. Because Charlo is going to be there waiting. We talking about fighters who's fighting once a year and shit. So Makabu is there. They're just hoping and praying that Canelo still want to go scoop up that belt. Because Makabu is just another Abner Yildirim. The one thing he had the nerve to say out his mouth, y'all, Makabu came out and said he's going to stop Canelo. Yes, you heard me say it. Makabu said he's going to stop Canelo. You're right. Stop it. You didn't beat Mahuno. And you're going to say, well, I'm really a true cruiserweight. Canelo's coming up here, much stronger, bigger, blah, blah, blah. Dude, stop it. But that's what he said, though. But if I was Canelo, I'd go ahead and pick up that next division, scooped up the WBC, come back here whenever, because that's not going to be a hard fight for him. I'm just being serious. No, I don't think it's going to be a hard fight for Canelo. So he comes back down. Charlo's going to be waiting here. And that fight will still happen, regardless. Yeah, King, but when Nello moved to 160, why didn't Charlo and Andrade try and unify 154? The same as 160 at the current moment. Eubanks Jr., Jacobs, Lara, now 160. Logic, very, very much so that boxing has many moving parts. It's easy for us to create a narrative and say why didn't. The only time that I say why didn't is when a fight seems close, like Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. Why is Emmanuel Navarrete coming into the picture? But for them to try to unify 160, wasn't it, if I heard it correctly, didn't Triple G turn down the Charlo fight? He didn't want to fight. And we already know Charlo was basically ostracizing Demetrius Andrade off what happened and Yoda Murata, he hadn't fought in 2 years plus. So that name never came up there. That is the most shallow division when it comes to interest, y'all. It's right. It's like pretending that you're reading a newspaper, but it's no print. You have the paper in front of you. It ain't shit on it. The 160 division is the worst. Well, I'll take that back. You got, I don't know. I'm talking about that we pay attention to. Okay, because it's always cruiserweight and goddamn bridgerweight. I'm just saying. Right now, 160 divisions that we pay attention to has issues, dog. 154 is lit, but we need some things to happen. Hopefully, we determine the undisputed. But when it comes to 60, we need some spice up there. We need something to just turn up the burners on 160. It is weak. And Charlo can play a significant contributor to that, because him and his brother Mel Charlo pretty much banish any type of bout with Demetrius Andrade. And everybody's up here, praising Demetrius Andrade as being this slick fighter. But he goes in there and performs, and people are like, oh my God. What am I looking at? This dude is boring. So I like the fact that Demetrius Andrade is thinking about moving up to 68. Will he get the shot? I don't fucking know, dog. Am I mad that he bumped, he crashed Canelo's post-fight? Hell no. Because that's what Demetrius Andrade needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, between him and Sean Porter, they're the worst dressers in the game, goddammit. They set the brothers back decades. So in order for you to jump out that pirate suit and goddamn attempt a takeover on somebody else's ship, you got to go up there and show up, dog. And that's what he did with Canelo's post-fight. He showed up. And was it a little goofy? Yeah. But I'm proud that he went up there and showed his face. I'm just waiting for Maul Charlo to give Canelo that same energy Caleb gave him. I don't want to hear all this lines only and cocking your head to the side and shit. Man, I don't want to see none of that shit. Because, look, I look at everything damn near. I saw Jamal Charlo put his drink down when Jerry Hurd goddamn slapped the shit out of his brother. I saw you put the drink down, nigga. You should have wet his hands right there, dog. You should have wet him. No, bro. What are you doing? He just slapped your fam. And you know what they tell me about how he gonna treat Canelo? Super duper nice. I've been waiting for this opportunity. I was just talking to Mel the other night, and I was saying, Mel, hey man, this the big one right here. This, as kids, this is what we dreamed of, Mel. You know what I'm saying? Man's here. I get to step in there with the pound for pound. Number one there, Mel. Big Charlo. Lines only, Big Charlo. Seriously. Maul Charlo set his drink on the floor, y'all. He didn't set his drink in the chair. First of all, Jerry Hurd was in Maul Charlo's face first. Talking. That's Big Charlo, right? He run around Big Charlo while Andre Berto was trying to constrain Mel Charlo, and Jerry Hurd sent that left cross. Pop! Andre Berto pushed Mel Charlo back. And Mel Charlo. I guess Mel was like, no, nigga, let me go. And then Mel Charlo gently placed his drink on the floor and told nobody, hey, don't drink that shit. I'm coming back. And he went over there and faked like he was going to do something Jerry Hurd. Look, I look at all signs, bro. I look at all the signs. Jerry Hurd was already dressed in green. That means that shit was green light on site. He was in neon green, dog. He came there to be seen. And when he was champion, that wasn't Jerry Hurd's thing. Jerry Hurd had taken a lot of shit from Mel Charlo. For real. And he had remained cool. He was with his family. When he was unified champion, he was cool as a fan. But all the shit, like Mel Charlo said something, he'll kill his what did he say? He's kill, one of the family. I have to swing on this nigga tonight. I'm tired of this little motherfucker up here disrespecting me. We ain't never fought. But I'm tired of this motherfucker disrespecting me. So I'm about to slap the taste out of his mouth. But them Charlos, in my opinion, man, I'm glad he's getting the fight. But Mauro Charlo, bro, I think he's gonna be super nice to Canelo. Real talk, he gonna kiss his ass, bro. We seen it already. He don't have nothing bad to say about Canelo. We got these black fighters chasing Canelo, bro. They is chasing to pay that. Because I'm just waiting on one of my brothers to walk in there knowing that they have intentions of beating. Like Demetrius Andrade, his mentality to me is that he believes he can go in there and beat Canelo. Mauro Charlo, it just seems like he is a second body in the ring with the outlook of possibly facing Caleb Plant. But in the interim, I need to face Canelo Alvarez. Take this L, and then I'll face you, Caleb Plant. No mention of David Benavidez. No mention of motherfucking David Benavidez. Staying away from that motherfucker. That ain't on the horizon, goddammit. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. I would have respected it more. Real talk. I would have respected it more if his first fight at 168 was against David Benavidez. Because, come on, man. Both of you all WBC champions, just the different divisions. Come on, man. Y'all know y'all will want to see that David Benavidez fight. Because that, to me, is not as lopsided as Canelo and Jamal Charlo. That's just my opinion, bro. Why hasn't PVC worked with Hearns to get Charlo biggest payday and unification opportunity with Andrade? I have no idea, because for one, the Charlos have made it perfectly clear they didn't want to fight Andrade. They was holding grudges and shit, dog. That's true words right there. That's true words, bro. It's well documented they was pretty much blackballing Andrade not to fight him. Fighters are putting legacy fights on opportunity to face Canelo. Why not build legacy on way to Canelo? And this is why logic. The reason why they feel it's important for them to step in with Canelo is because right now Canelo has a huge name, people. Canelo has superstar stamp to his legacy. Canelo has the only loss to TBE. Canelo has amassed his credentials. He is the cash cow. He is the cash cow. So before he's retired, people are willing to try to get him at his highest value, y'all. His highest appraisal. They want to get him before he start talking about, you know what? I'm getting ready to retire. I'm not taking any more hard fights. I'm done. They trying to get him now. They trying to get Canelo now while he's still the man. Because when he's still the man, that means their paycheck is going to be, what they want. They paycheck is going to be respectable. They don't give a fuck about taking that L to Canelo as a first loss. Think about it. Look who Canelo took his first loss to. Just think about it. In boxing right now, some cats is willing to sacrifice the O against somebody that's worthy, especially monetarily if they're going to get blessed. Teach on deck, man. What's good? Man, we talking about a lot, dog. You know how I do. You know how I do. We're just talking about miscellaneous topics. Cause Andrade isn't really a big payday. Hearn ain't doing shit for Andrade. All cap, big cap, sombrero type cap. From Hearns about Andrade. He says sombrero type cap. God damn. My fault. The boxing plug on deck, man. WCS Rashidi Ellis coach Alex Rivera, 14 just posted on IG. That's big news is coming for Speedy Ellis. What's your thoughts? I have to check it out, bro. I have to check it out. That's all I could say. Like I'm up here looking over, boxing, MMA, and grappling type shit all day. So I do miss out on certain things when it comes to the scope of boxing, MMA, grappling. I mean, I can only be one person, but I'll definitely check it out after this live, though. Real talk. Appreciate the info. Mitch, Andrade would be Charlo's biggest payday. Andrade would be Charlo's biggest payday to date and legacy fight for unification. Nello legacy set. Both these guys need each other. A big payday for Andrade? Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, for real? Andrade would be Charlo's biggest payday? I don't know. Last time I checked, the sanction and seniority is WBC is more coveted than the WBA. I mean, looking at two weight champions between the two, still, will it be a significant pay gap to say it would be his pay? I don't know, man. I can't agree with that logic. I can't agree because come on, look at Andrade, man. When is he up here flickering, the interest of people standing up and say, Andrade's on deck. God damn it, Andrade's fighting. Just like the boxing plug gave me the Rashidi Ellis. Look, dog, ain't nobody asking for Andrade like that. If somebody was to come in here type what the boxing plug dropped it here about Andrade, people will be putting that shit on timeout, dog. The riches will be putting that shit on timeout, dog. Man, get that shit out of here, dog. Did you just say Andrade gonna be Charlo's biggest payday? Ain't nobody trying to hear that. At Logic, if you paying attention, they're all being rewarded for waiting. Triple G twice. Kovalev, Jacobs, Smith, Billy Joe Sanders playing. Even Yildirim got the fight. Survey says weight and Canelo will make you a trinket. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Abner Yildirim got more than a motherfucking. I'll tell you that much. The people that didn't benefit off Canelo is Billy Joe Sanders, Smith. Jacobs benefited just as another name on his resume because he has Triple G and Canelo. So Danny Jacobs benefited. He's been in there with Triple G and Canelo. So kudos to him. And of course, Triple G. He was in there with 2 fights with Canelo. So they're going to praise him handily and give him his props. You know what I'm saying? But to wait at 160, Triple G, like a good little servant, come on, bro. You're not getting any younger. You're going to wait to a division that Canelo said he wasn't returning to? Man, that's fucked up, dog. Hearn showed Radio Raheem email offer for Charlo, which Raheem confirmed. Oh, I'm pretty sure, it's a possibility that Andrade sent the damn offer over to Charlo. But man, come on. They already made it perfectly clear. They ain't giving Andrade anything except a hard time, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All those fighters better than anyone on Charlo current resume. True. That's true. That's true. But, and also another thing I say about the Charlos, especially male Charlo. I mean, what's next? I know male Charlo, you got a big fight with Brian Castano. I get it. But what's next? Let's just say he win. I'm hoping he goes in and close it out and seal the deal so he can talk shit and Texas be on tilt. You know what I'm saying? Praising they got a motherfucking undisputed world champion in their presence. You know what I'm saying? I hope he get it done. Because I didn't like the way Charlo took the Tony Harrison loss. Dude was super, super quiet It was almost like watching Martin Lawrence show and Dragonfly Jones. Silence. Silence. That's all I heard. I seen the teardrop and all I saw silence. But this fight is bigger than the Tony Harrison fight. Now, do I believe that how you put it? Do I believe he gained, I wouldn't say a lesson. He gained strength off that. You know what I'm saying? He toughened up off that loss. Yeah, absolutely. Because like I said before, when he came in the rematch, he was on the motherfucking hunt, dog. That's the first time, really, I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen Charlo like resemble a lion. Like if you really Charlo's eyes, male Charlo eyes, when he was in there with Tony in the rematch, dude looked like the only thing was on his mind was kill, kill, kill. You know how them lions sneak up on there and go for the juggler? That's all. That's what he looked at. Like he was still sitting down in his punches, head hunting a lot, but he cleaned it up. He ended up getting an early knockdown with Tony Harrison, and then he ended up closing them out later. But his focus, his whole facial expression, man, it was all fucking kill, 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 dog. I'll pay for another Charlo double feature. Stop it, Andrew. Stop it. Right. I'm not even going to finish that, dog. You must have your stimulus. You must have damn put your stimulus check in an NFT and that shit double, triple the amount or something. He say, I'll pay for another Charlo double feature. Put him in there with Canelo and play. Hell to the no. I ain't trying to see another Charlo twins on a motherfucking double feature, dog. That was catastrophe. The break in the action to make it seem like it was two separate cards. Fuck that, dog. Hell to the no. I ain't trying to see that, dog. Plan, in my opinion, beats Charlie at 168. Wow. I don't know, man. Like right now, you know, that might be an A grade to a lot of people because for the simple fact that he was an IBF world champion and Caleb Plant is a true 168. Charlo has been on record as saying that he's a 160 pounder. I don't know what his mindset nor, you know, how he's going to look at 168. Charlo don't give me that warm and fuzzy like Canelo do. When Canelo move up, right? Even though he moved up and fought Rocky Fielder for the WBA regular and stopped him in the third with a body shot, right? I didn't feel that he would have a problem at 68. And he's not a super big dude. Charlo, he ain't a small dude, but I don't know, man. I got to see him in action, man. I don't get that warm and fuzzy that Charlo's stepping up to 168. And I get that comfort zone that say, oh, he going to do damage. He going to do work in there. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it just yet. Hearn ain't done shit for Andrade except waste his prime. Sending an email to people that you know ain't fucking with you is meaningless. True. I can DM Beyonce right now. Don't mean shit. Well, it is. It's going to mean something. It's going to mean something. I'm going to be like, hey, y'all seen Mitch? Where we at? Where he at? Oh, man, he was banned for at least about 15 to 16 months because he sent Beyonce a motherfucking, DM and shit. That just went all bad. Nobody ain't heard shit from him. You fuck around and send goddamn Beyonce a DM. Go right ahead. Go right ahead, dude. She probably overlooked it. She said, who this dude? Jay, come here for a second. You know this guy right here? Beyonce be snitching on your ass, dog. You know this guy right here? He sent me a DM and shit. He told me to meet him down at the bodega up there at 14. Yeah, man. Beyonce goddamn snitch on you there, Mitch. For real. I wouldn't do that. Logic caught you slipping. Yildirim ain't better than everybody. Logic caught you slipping. Yildirim ain't better than everybody on Maul's resume. I thought he said the names. The names. I thought collectively the names. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm reading the comments. I'm rolling through them. If I read line for line on some of these, I just gotta quickly process them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of damn comments coming in. But I thought he was talking about collectively the names he mentioned. But if I get caught slipping, it's all good. Yildirim ain't better than everybody on Mars Charlo. Chinko and some of those guys at super middleweight was solid as well. I like Jamal, but seeing him avoid legacy fights to chase one fighter instead of building legacy is where I lost some respect. God's talent and legacy being wasted against subpar comp. Where he is right now, man. You got to look at the way boxing, the state of boxing. These guys are desperate for a paycheck that means something. A paycheck that is stretchable. They got to get paid. They're not going to be able to do this forever, y'all. They got to get paid. They can't do this shit forever. So now boxing it's totally changed. Like, you look, you got people even saying the belts don't matter and shit. It's all about getting the bag. Now, when I was coming up through this boxing shit, you know, paying attention and studying this boxing shit, yeah, they was talking about paychecks, but they was still fighting one another. This day and time, it's more so get the bag, dog, get the bag. Titles don't mean shit. You hear people say it all the time. Titles don't mean shit. It does, because titles increase your worth as a fighter. They do mean shit, bro. I like Jamal, but seeing him avoid legacy fights, you know, I don't think the legacy shit is gonna sit too bad with Maul Charlo, because he's a two-weight champion. So if he goes up here to 68, he might be able to scoop up another title, man, whenever Canelo vacates. Real talk. I don't want to hear shit people saying I ain't giving the brother a chance. I'm just keeping it as clear as I possibly can. I don't think he's a threat to Canelo Alvarez. You didn't mention Yildirim from list. You mentioned, are they better than anyone on Jamal's resume? If Jamal was fighting 4 times a year against top level, I would give him a pass against Montiel, Dennis Hogan, Brandon Adams. That fight with Brandon Adams, man. Ugh. Jeez. And you know what they said about Dennis Hogan fight. In all honesty, but I'm not up here to, you know, cause any rigmarole and no haterade. In all honesty, I saw Wilder gas in the third fight as he did in the second fight. Legs weren't there, no drugging involved. I don't know about that, man. He looked really bad in the trilogy, bro. He looked really bad in the trilogy. For real. I mean, putting on the muscle mass and everything, he looked I could see a drastic lethargicness in him in the trilogy that I didn't see in the second fight. I'm not as critical of the level of comp if a fighter is active. Look, if these fighters were so-called getting paid by the Al Heyman comfort pillow, right? Why would you think they'll fight 3 times a year? If Al Heyman is up there just giving them gift wrap of goddamn bricks of money and shit for fighting okay competition. They didn't feel like they had to. If you look at the Charlo's resumes, right? But yet you look at their houses and all this, you would think they were getting paid $20 million a fight, dog. You know what I'm saying? The way they show off their material possessions, the fruits of their labor, you think they're gonna fight 2 to 3 times a year? Them dudes are up here buying shit like it's cool. They modifying their, you know, these expensive vehicles. They're taking you to their home. All of that shit, dog. They getting similar vehicles and having them custom the same. Look, dog. They was making good money. Al Heyman was blessing them. And from what I hear, all that has come to an end as we know it. But you didn't hear that from me. Okay, again, if Jamal was fighting 4 fights a year and faced a Dennis Hogan, Brandon Adams, Montiel, I'd be okay with it. Fact is, he's fighting them once a year because that Al Heyman money they used to get. They was being overpaid by Al Heyman, dog. They was able to go out here and buy the house and the cars and all that. Now, everything is PPV. They got to fight somebody. I got to update my heavyweight rankings because they might be out of date. But I've always had Wilder top 3 and White more of a top 10. But it's a big gap from the top 3 or 4 and the rest of the pack. Yeah, I had Wilder top 3. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had Luis Ortiz in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? Because, his only loss was to Deontay Wilder. Nobody else had beat Deontay Wilder except Tyson Fury. What was Tyson Fury? Top 2. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you have AJ. I'm not going to give him no shine tonight. He's not even sure he wants to step back in there against a cruiserweight. Moving on. We already admitted those guys were waiting to fight Canelo. You asked me in 2022 why they didn't fight each other way back in the day at 154. Canelo unified at 154, 160 against top fighters, and 168 undisputed. Charlo and Andre haven't unified in either division. Oh, Mitch, I'm gonna let y'all have that shit right there. Hey, he dropping some goddamn gold nuggets. Respect for Jamel crazy Jamal more recognized than Jamel. Jamel building his own legacy, making himself one to be chased. I don't know about that, man. I think a lot of people know Jamel Charlo from just losing his mind. You know what I'm saying? Acting all erratic in public. For real. Like they look at Jamal Charlo as the more carefree, the more calmer twin. They look at Jamel as the lit stick of dynamite. You know what I'm saying? The grenade with the pin half in. You know what I'm saying? He's waiting to explode on somebody. That's the way they see Mel Charlo, bro. I thought he was that dude. I ain't gonna lie. That shit that happened with Jarrett Hurd, I was looking for him to goddamn rush the scene, dog. Both of them lines only. I was looking for them to rush the scene. It didn't happen. Jarrett Hurd pushed past Mar Charlo, talking shit to him. Basically said, "Get out of my way, man," and goddamn swung on Mel. Mar Charlo lightly put his plastic cup on the floor, made sure no residue was on the floor and shit, made sure it was COVID free. And he went over there and goddamn slowly walked towards Jarrett Hurd talking shit. Oh my God. Hell no, shawty. I lost. It's something that I lost with the Charlo brothers in that perspective. Real talk. Canelo equals an 8-figure check. That's why. So does AJ. They the money in the game. I don't know about AJ. I'm still trying to see if he's going to take the Alexander Usyk fight. AJ might have been that little kid that finally cracked. You know that kid that I showed that was in the red uniform that looked all skinny and frail. I don't know that, with all the muscle, it might still be that little kid behind all the muscle. Because when AJ has lost, he's lost. He looked bad. So I'm curious to know if we ever going to see him back in the ring to fight Alexander Usyk. He's been off the radar, but what should we expect from AJ? Like all of a sudden, he want to talk about, his mentors being well-known dope boys. I just think that was just him talking, trying to relate to some type of culture. But we're talking about boxing, AJ. After you lost to Andy Ruiz the way you did, that should have motivated you the rest of your boxing life. You look bad in that fight against a fighter like Andy Ruiz, a last-minute replacement. That should have kept your motivation. If you lost motivation from the time you stepped in there with a deconditioned, fat Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia, and then come back in here and lose to Alexander Usyk and say, "I'm tired of losing," That means over there across the pond, they don't really mention your loss to Andy Ruiz. They satisfied. They appease you, dog. They coddle you over there. They see AJ. Oh, AJ, can I get a picture? Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. So good to see you. Oh, you're such a beautiful person. You're a legend. You're a UK legend over here. We love you. We love you, AJ. I want you to go back in there and give that Alexander Usyk everything you got, mate. AJ say, yeah. I hear you, yeah. You know what I mean, yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'll talk to you later, yeah. Welcome back. Your thoughts on Andrade moving to 168 and avoiding Mando Janabek, bro? Man, you must be an Andrade fan. Are you the Misha's Andrade dog? For real, Logic. Are you the Misha's Andrade? This might be Andrade over here. Logic is staying old Andrade, dog. I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you, Logic. I'm not. Hold on for a second. I'm not too concerned because look, him avoiding Janabek. Come on, bro. He's a Mando. I would take more interest if it was a well-known fighter. You know what I'm saying? Something of common interest, something that we can perk up about, dog. Now, who cares about him avoiding his Mando? Andrade is trying to go on the hunt for the same target as Charlo. I'm not mad for him if he want to move up to 68, and hopefully he can get that shot before Canelo retires. I ain't mad at him. I'm an Andrade fan. Would love to see Andrade knock someone parade off the tracks. The only way that would happen is if Andrade and Charlo was moving up to 68 at the same time and they fought. And he beat him. He beat Charlo. That's it. But Charlo is not going to take a fight with Andrade because, for one, he's going to say he don't sell, right? And he's going to try to make up something like, man, you ain't big enough for me to fight, which is not true. Both of them have mediocre resumes. Stop it. Sergey Derenchenko doesn't take you over the moon, goddammit. Sergey Derenchenko doesn't put you in the goddamn that star like that Milky Way galaxy that you think you in right now. It don't. Jamal and Andrade make some money for fights. Charlo made $1.5 million for Derenchenko, and Andrade made 1.3 in his last fight versus Quickly. I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking at the taxes on that shit, right? And paying your people. Are they still sitting at over $1 million? I'm just saying, are they still sitting over $1 million? I don't know what the taxes and everything, you know. That's how I look at the numbers. Like, I look at what they made and look at, taxes and look at who they got to pay and what they're taking home. They're not taking home 1.5. They're not taking home 1.3. That's why I'm really getting the numbers like that. I thought it was I also paid for the Ortiz card. So what do I know? Hey, I did. Respect the World Combat Sports in the chat. Respect y'all opinion, even if we disagree on something. Of course, man. Appreciate you pulling up. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You know how it is. The regulars, Andrew, Charles, King, Mitch, all the fellas, you know what I'm saying, to pull up in here. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Ocho, the boxing plug. Say, WCS, what do you think about Wilder having a comeback on a double header with another top fighter on PBC like Errol Spence and Charlo's or Boots? Okay, first of all, boxing plug. Okay, I had to put this disclaimer out here. In all respect, you said a double hitter. Is Boots going to be a hitter? First of all, let's start from Boots. Is Wilder going to be the headliner? You're talking about the guy who reigned for over 5 years and was former WBC world heavyweight champion. I got to exclude Boots. Charlo's comparable to Deontay Wilder. Charlo's compared to Deontay Wilder. So pretty much Wilder's going to be the main event. Even over Errol Spence. Let's keep it real. Even over Errol Spence, dog. We talking about Wilder been in there. Man, come on. I don't have to go through the resume, man. Y'all smart, bro. Come on, man. I wouldn't feel right supporting a fight if Wilder returned, right? If Wilder returned and we're talking about him being on the undercard of Errol Spence. Hell no, shawty. No way, dog. No way. No way. We're talking about what Wilder has done in a single division and what Errol Spence has done in a single division. We're talking about the amassed record of being at one point in time 42-0. Trilogies. He fought Luis Ortiz twice. He fought Tyson Fury 3 times. Good question though, but no boots on the dang undercard a Wilder. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't get all hyped up about that. Boots is nowhere close to, Deontay Wilder. Not even being a co-main event for Deontay Wilder. That's real talk. That's real talk, dog. And Charlo, I mean, how would you put him on the undercard of Deontay Wilder? Them Charlos will sit up there and say, I ain't fighting on the undercard with Deontay Wilder. You have to look at the previous history of them talking about skills pay the bills and race don't matter. They won't be on no motherfucking undercard of Deontay Wilder, bro. And Errol Spence, man, come on, stop it. Stop it, bro. Deontay Wilder may have lost his last fight, but I don't think he lost his senses to come back and think he's gonna fight on the undercard of a Errol Spence or Charlo. But that's what the questions are for, though, man. Appreciate it. D-Ray Promotions on deck, man. Salute to you. Salute WCS Cooking Casuals Temporary Boxing Talk. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Miss say I meant super welterweight when I was talking about Maul's resume. I mean, y'all still, I swear to God, man, y'all trying to confuse yourself. Titles hold bargain value in historical documentation, but a great matchup supersedes all that, in my opinion. I agree. But right now, we don't have no super matchups. You actually think Maul Charlo is a super matchup for Canelo? That's not a super matchup. Cambozo fighting anybody at lightweight is a super matchup? Hell no. Hell no. What's a super matchup, man? A super matchup, you already know the fantasy fight. That's a super matchup, y'all. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, that's a super matchup. It's built up, it's marinated. You know what I'm saying? The oven's been on, but we can't get it to cook. We can't get it to cook. Once it's in the oven to cook, that means the contract signed. You know what I'm saying? We got the heavyweight. We got a trilogy out the heavyweight. That shit was buzzing and buzzing forever and a day. That now it's over. Don't nobody know what the fuck is going on in the heavyweight division. We have no idea. What's another super matchup? Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez? What about Juan Estrada and Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez and shit? We don't know what Josh Taylor got going on. Who else can be a super matchup? Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney? I mean, seriously. Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney? Both undefeated fighters? That'll be good. That'll be good. I know it gets shaky at 54 because all the belts are collected. You know, the unified champions, Mel Charlo, of course, WBO is Brian Castano. We still waiting. That's pending. But when you get to 175, we're waiting for shit to happen. We're waiting for shit to happen in heavyweight again. So it gets very cloudy, y'all. Like, it's a lot that can happen at 118. I mean, let's take it down to Superfly. Let's take it to the Bantam. We trying to see what Cool Boy Steph doing in 122. And then, at 126, we got Mark Masayo. They're gonna put him in there with Ray Vargas next. So that might get a little popping. That's according to whoever, the hardcore fans pay attention to that shit. Yeah, we just waiting to see what happened to 130, man. A lot of potential down there. A lot of potential. Real talk. A lot of potential. If Gary Russell Jr. is able to move up, let's just say, let's see. I don't know. I can't really put that out there if he was gonna move up to 130. I don't know, but as far as Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, yeah. And then whatever's going on with that IBF title. We here. Salute, man. Appreciate everyone pulling up tonight. Underneath all that muscle, he's just that skinny kid. That little kid, bro. You crack me up sometime, for real. I'm serious. I see Anthony Joshua as that big big dude who has that little kid inside. You know what I'm saying? Who has allowed his exterior aesthetics to gain him a fan base. Though he was able to win, yeah, you train boxing and you're protected like Eddie Hearns, did Anthony Joshua. You were able to pick up some straps. That's what happened, bro. For real, that's what happened. But every time he take a punch, that little kid inside is cringing. Ouch. God damn, why you gonna do that to a little kid? Damn, dude. What the fuck? Why you hit me like that? That's what that little kid saying inside all that muscle, dog. When he was trying to sit up here and fight grown ass man, that little kid inside was like, dog, shit, this is tough. Yo, dude, we didn't train for this, dude. Them punches hurt. Man, god damn, the boxing report say WCS Tony Harrison versus Danny and Angel Garcia press conference would be epic. Oh yeah, but you gotta understand, Danny Garcia, that's suave. He don't really get into it like Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo, bro. Come on, man. You're not gonna get that same energy, bro. You're not gonna get that same energy. Like Tony Harrison and Mel Charlo, personality wise, them cats linked up nice. They locked in, trash talking like none other. Tony Harris was about the shit, dog. Shut up, you're a cornball. Man, I know a lot of rich niggas. Man, you're a cornball, dog. You're a cornball. Man, Tony Harrison had the right comeback, all that. Like, Mel Charlo wasn't backing down, but that shit was a classic. Like, real talk. Tony Harris, like, you ain't gonna do shit, dog. And his pops came over there, rest in peace, blessings, prayers. You know what I'm saying? His pops came on there and said, hey, Tony, just tone it down, man. We gotta fight, dog. Just tone it down. We good. He's like, aye. Went right back to goddamn get those Jermell Charlo helmet, dog. That was a classic. For real. In this day and time, people, the Tony Harrison, Jermell Charlo presser was a classic, bro. That little rivalry they had going on, that shit was what we need in boxing. That's what we need. For real. That shit was genuine disdain for one another. Net banking, what you taking home? Yeah, man. For real. Charlo got some PPV back end money. Andrade did not, though. What's up, Ghost? Ghost on deck. How you feeling, bro? He said, F them, Charlo. Damn, Ghost coming here just saying, F the Charlo. Shit. Deontay Wilder's headline show. He is way too large as a star for him to be on the undercard of any of these guys. Absolutely. There's no way in hell, Deontay. Man, after all the shit they was talking about race don't matter and skills pay the bills, throwing shots. Man, Deontay Wilder versus Canelo is a super matchup. I pray we get that. I know ain't no way, but let me dream. That's a dream, with Patron, Hypnotic, all that shit. That's a dream on an empty stomach. Like, you getting fucked up on the empty stomach. Shit is not gonna happen. But your state of mind, goddamn it, you can dream. It ain't gonna fucking happen, dog. We'll come back. Do you put Canelo in the same boat with Mayweather when it comes to putting stipulations on bouts? What stipulations? Rehydration clause? Like if you facing competition that you supposed to go in there and beat, that's a very open-ended question, because I didn't see the reason why Canelo was putting stipulations on, like rehydration clause. Like, why you putting stipulations if you the pound for pound best and you that good? Why all the stipulations? You couldn't go up past this weight. You couldn't do this. You can't do this. I think he was just being, what I'm saying? He was being petty to get in their head and give them collateral stress, bro. Just fucking with him. You know how they say poking a bear? That's what I believe he was doing. Because, skill for skill, like, why would you have to put stipulations in the contract? And why do people always want to compare what Canelo is doing to Floyd? Listen, y'all. Listen, at the end and the beginning, the middle of the day, the one loss that Canelo will never be able to get back is Floyd Money Mayweather. It's not going to hunt Canelo. It's not. Because there's plenty of greats who have losses. It's not going to hunt him. But every now and then, Canelo is going to kick people out of the gathering, because the conversation arose when they was up there drinking tequila and talking about his Hall of Fame career and shit like that, coming back from riding the horses, getting a little bit of equine therapy, right? They say, oh, Canelo, I don't mean no problem. No problemo, amigo. Okay? But will you ever think about fighting Floyd Mayweather? Get him out of here. Go. Vamos. Canelo kicking about the party, dog. I told you don't bring up no Floyd Mayweather in my party. Who was or is Canelo's super matchup? Was it Triple G or who today? So today, I would have to say Triple G right now, because they fought twice, obviously. And it was a controversy in the first fight, and it was a damn good fight, the rematch. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Real talk. Who could be his super matchup today? Very good question. I would like to see him face like Demetrius Bivol. I have to keep it in a sensible location instead of going higher up in the division where he haven't visited yet. Like, it's not even logical to go past light heavy. Even to go to cruiserweight for what? Though Bud Crawford, my boy, I wouldn't say, okay, him moving up from 47 to whatever the fate. It'd be outlandish to even consider that equation. That's a good question. I don't know, man, but I can say Triple G, dog. Andrew say, talk your shit, Ghost. Like I say, I believe Wilder AJ fight is AJ loses to Usyk would do more views than Fury Usyk undisputed, in my opinion. It's possible, because a lot of us, including myself, want to see Wilder versus AJ. I hope it happens before both of them call it quits. We don't have no real, hourglass as to the return of Deontay Wilder. We truly don't know. You know what I'm saying? I put up the bat signal several times over there in Alabama. I said, hey, just let me know something now. You coming back? I believe he's going to come back. Like I put on my live previously, for somebody who had went over to Africa and was able to learn about a tribe that he was a part of, so to speak. I just think as tribe chiefs of tribes and the way they think, They're not going to allow themselves to go off into the distance with 2 red L's on their record from a guy who he despised, who he felt that did him wrong, tried to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So they say that they was going to pay him back in blood, but it didn't work out. So why would he allow him the process of being the last opponent on his record to basically determine his career? Hell no, I don't see Deontay Wilder allowing Tyson Fury to be the last person on his career. I don't see that shit. Fuck no. He's going to come back. I just don't know when. Come at, do you believe the narrative black fighters avoid also falls on... Come at, do you believe narrative of black fighters avoided also falls on top black fighters avoiding other top black fighters? A lot of great fights out there, fans. I'm just going to try to put this together. So this black fighters being avoided, it's different narratives out there. It was said the black fighters don't sell. All right. For whoever made that narrative, I heard that Al Heyman allegedly was the one that's saying he don't match up black fighters with each other because they don't sell. 2, who has out of black and Latino fighters, Hispanic, however you want to put it, who has the most in boxing right now? Because when I look at the amateurs, it's a lot more Hispanics coming up through the ranks than black fighters. The Hispanics can start off with lighter weight classes, where most of the time black fighters, you know, they pretty much, they might come in at around 22, 30, no, even 26 sometimes. I would say 30. I don't see a lot of black fighters at the lighter weights. Like we got Dylan Price down there, super fly, I believe. But he's an anomaly, bro. A brother that's in the lighter weight class. He's an anomaly. Shout out to the D boys over there. They used to be signing Mayweather Promotions. But besides that, who's there to avoid black fighters? Why would they be avoided? Real talk. We don't have no cruiserweight black fighters, right? Like that. No light heavyweight black fighters as champions are being avoided. None that was at 68, really, at all. At 60, that shit is just clandestine. And then, you know, in the wickets, in the middle of the damn equation, even at 54, who's really avoiding male Charlo? Castano stepped in there and fought him. I mean, the only thing that gets a little bit shady in the gray area is Crawford at the 147-pound division. That's the biggest conversation right there. Oh, do Errol Spence really truly want to fight Terrence Crawford? You go down to junior welterweight. It's not a brother down there to avoid. Regis Prograis had the title. Josh Taylor beat him, and the rest is what it is. Who's there? We have Gary Antoine Russell, but yet he hasn't stepped into the damn living space yet where people's like, damn, he put a beating on that motherfucker. I'm talking about a top contender. I ain't talking about what he did to Santiago now. I'm talking about him getting the opportunities to fight a big name. I don't see what people saying black fighters are most avoided. I don't know what weight class to put that at. Real talk. What weight class can we start at? Because you look it down the bantamweight, who we got? Nonito Donaire, Inoue, and is unified champion. Then we have John Casemiro. They're not black. And then it's no need for me to go beyond bantamweight. There's no need for that shit. So to answer your question, I have no idea, bro. You know how narratives get pushed on YTC. Real talk. All the time. Charlo versus Harrison press conference was when my distaste for Heidi simply as grew. Dumbass Heidi. Do you think Harrison deserves another crack at Jamel? Man, look, he act like that conversation is not even being spoken on, bro. Why not? They have a rubber match, man. They 1-1. What happened to it? What mindset is Tony Harrison after losing his pops, first of all? That's the big question. When you lose your pops, you've been training. Come on, man. Man, oh man, if Tony the Tiger had a chin, he would have beat Charlo both times. Absolutely. Man, come on. Tony Harrison box. He can box, dog, for real. And he ain't a small 54 pounder either, dog. Tony Harrison ain't small, dog, for real. Stipulations are typical A-side boxing bullshit. All the A-side flex their muscles during negotiation. Well, all the A-sides attempt to flex their shit. Some of these promoters don't have time for the A-side to be coming there flexing a motherfucking thing because they want to make the fight and they want to get paid too. So unless you at the top of the top of the damn ladder of the food chain, it's only so much flexing you can do, man. They're not gonna allow you to come in there and make shit difficult just because you're trying to act important. They can say, motherfucker, stop. Let's make this fight, sign the motherfucker, so we can get the damn promos going out. Believe Mayweather sent Winky Wright off at the catchweight 154 and had to weigh in the day of the fight. And Winky couldn't go over 8 pounds for the fight. Winky agreed for the fight, and Floyd didn't go through. We already know that, that situation with Floyd and Winky, it has a backstory. I would definitely like to hear it from Winky. We know Winky wasn't in to play with. And if, Floyd wanted to bring him down because he felt he was going to be too big in there, hey, come on. Is that logically reasonable? I mean, come on now. I'll give you another example. Is it wrong that Sugar Ray Leonard fought Donnie Lennon at 168 and not 175? Like, how can they both have their belts on the line at a catchweight? That's what happened. Why didn't Sugar Ray go up to 175? He would have got his ass beat, dog. He suffered knockdown in fighting at a catchweight. You feel me? So why would he risk it? But I appreciated him taking a fight and then putting both titles on the line at 168. I appreciate that shit. Love Sugar Ray Leonard, man. He went to stop a light heavy, dog. He went to stop the light heavy. And that was the first time he stepped up to 168. In 2022, I think Beterbiev at 175 would be the most difficult fight for Canelo. Beterbiev getting older, so only for the remainder of 2022. Man, I mentioned Demetrius Bivol because that's the more logical, just trying to gauge where Canelo will go. I don't see Canelo fighting Beterbiev, bro. I don't know, man. Like that's a tough, stone face individual. I put Demetrius Bivol, more so of a access point for Canelo Alvarez, to be honest, if he was to want to go up there again. No more Sergey Kovalev. We saw Sergey Kovalev in NYC, right? The craziest thing, Kovalev walked out of the hotel and got into a car. You would never know it was Kovalev unless you follow boxing. I think he was fucked up. You didn't hear from me. Black American fighters are generally not that small. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to go into the whole nutritional value thing and what we eat growing up. I don't want to do it, dog. I want to do it, dog. You know what I'm saying? But we had them. Look, we had them Davis brothers, right? Man, they damn near 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the two younger brothers, one is my height and the other one is taller, and they fighting at lower weight classes. But it's still not 126 though. You know what I'm saying? It's not 26, 22. We come in 130, 35, 40. You know what I'm saying? That cornbread. Man, Winky Wright is one of my favorite fighters. I can see Floyd outpointing him though. That high guard and walk forward style would allow Floyd to pop shot. Yeah, you're making a great point. You're making a very great point. Winky Wright, man, I don't know what Floyd would have made him do. Like, it's different when you weight drain and you don't rehydrate properly. You have a different performance. Absolutely. That's true words, bro. So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been good. Winky Wright wasn't nothing to play with, dog. So, Smart was Floyd. He knew. But when you put the high guard up, it depends on who is the opponent. Because not everybody, regardless, just because you have a high guard, they're going to start going to the body, hooking around the guard, and they're going to have that, you know what I'm saying, that beast mentality to break you down, that strength. It's not always the case. You know, not everybody, just like Lamont Peterson against Errol. He had a high guard. And, you know, Errol wasn't even worrying about him returning. You know, he was just beating him into a pulp. With Winky, you have to worry about him returning a counter shot. That's the one thing about the high guard. Those people who fight in the high guard a lot, you know, some of their natural ability is counter shots. The peekaboo style. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. Just my perspective, though. Not mad if anyone argues for Winky. He was a bad man. And shout out to Winky Wright, man, because when we came back in the hotel over there in Newark, man, I got a picture with Winky Wright. I was like, God damn, hey, I'm good. I seen Jarrell Miller earlier, though. You know what I'm saying? I did get an interview with him asking about, you know, he actually admitted, he said, man, I fucked up and all that. But Winky Wright, though. Winky Wright, man, it was a pleasure getting a picture with Winky, though. Winky, one of my favorite fights. I had him beating Jermaine Taylor. They gave him a draw, straight bullshit. 8 times out of 10, Kovalev is fucked up. Yeah, Kovalev looked fucked up, man. I ain't want to say that too loudly, though. I ain't want to say it too loud, but you know, he looked a little fucked up walking out the hotel. We showed no gave him a shout out though. And he wasn't an asshole though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't. Winky was a defensive counterpuncher. Floyd would outpunt Winky, in my opinion. You gotta look at the power too, man. Like I said before, if Floyd was restricting him from rehydrating over the 154-pound limit, yeah, he's gonna feel some type of way. Would he have sustainability to keep up with the pace Floyd was gonna put on him? A whole lot of that shit changed now. If you're not able to rehydrate, you're still struggling. Seriously, you're still struggling, bro. That's a problem. Let me get on Spence UGAS right quick because I gotta bounce. I gotta do some family stuff before it's too late. But I'm not totally sure that Spence is gonna make it to the UGAS fight. You know what I'm saying? I know we have Keith Thurman and everybody. Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios, people trying to hype up the fight and all that. You know what? Hey, I like Mario, man. Mario is cool. You know, he's a cool collective fighter. I like the whole entrance of the Aztec Warrior when he stepped in there with Javante. I did, man. That shit was on point, bro. It's good to see other people's culture because black people, we don't have that tradition that we can have people come together, black Americans come together like the Aztec did Mario. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have that in our history. But anyway, I look at Errol Spence. He may still be, you know, recovering from something. You know, I'm not saying anything that he's currently with an injury like what was reported on YTC. And I'm warning everybody, when you hear one channel put out something, please find another channel, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 to fact check it. But he may not be absolutely ready because you gotta understand, like he has to go through a solid fight camp of sparring. I mean, when I said this before, say, oh, he's sparring. He isn't sparring like that yet, okay? They can do light sparring all day long. Don't fuck with no, just like Sugar Ray Leonard. When Sugar Ray Leonard was returning from his eye surgery, right, he told old boy, I forgot his name, he said, hey, I'm gonna do some light exhibition sparring, no headgear, don't punch me in the eye. All right? What'd he do? Got a little crazy, wanted to showboat, punched Sugar Ray in the eye. He said, okay. And Sugar Ray started cracking on his ass. Crack, crack. And oh boy, no, I got time out. That's the same thing with Spence. He have to take hard sparring. And is his eye going to hold up? Is the part of his cranial that was injured in the accident, is it absolutely, healed. I don't know how people can be. I guess they can't relate. Real talk. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just a little bit off boxing though. But when a person is ejected from a vehicle and land on the pavement, I don't think as many people that did extremes type of hobbies that they can place themselves in a situation where they had accident on the street. I've seen dudes when I was running bikes get killed. I've seen cats die in the US and overseas. I've seen dudes die on motorcycles. Some people are looking at this just on the strength of Errol Spence and Texas and them having a close relationship. But they really don't understand how impactful him being ejected out the top of a sports car at a high rate of speed and landing on the pavement. I had an accident on a motorcycle, right? And I had on protective gear and I still was fucked up. I've talked to a dude and told him, hey, slow down. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get this and that. And you try to warn him. Brother, his wife didn't play. I never wanted this dude to ride with me. Like I was a loner when it came. I rode with the Japanese. Look, I was taught well in this motherfucking street game of motorcycles. When I was overseas, I rode with the Japanese because most of the Americans was military members. And you want to ride with the military members, somebody die, it's going to be your fault. If you was with them and you was with a certain rank, they're going to say you was fraternizing. So they're going to try. I always rode with the Japanese, right? Until I met these two other brothers. And, it was on like me and another brother that rode with this group of Japanese. But in order for you to ride with the Japanese, you had to know how to ride. They just didn't want no Americans riding in their group that couldn't ride. Well, anyway, I won one of these guys that been wanting to ride with me. And he went on and he crashed, almost ended his life. Never the same to this day. Neighbor in my building, never rode with him. They mad at me because I never ride with them. And I said, hey, man, be careful. One day they said they was going up north. I said, hey, man, just drive. It's real shaky up there. And I looked at the group of people he was riding with, and I know they was reckless little recreational rider. I wasn't a recreational rider. I used to run my shit. I used to love turns. He went up there, up north, got killed that day. Crash head onto a car. Died. Me and him stayed in the same building, worked in the same unit. A white guy I used to ride with, he used to do track days on mainland Japan. Roll a RZ. Fast. They found his bike burning on the side of the road. Him over there dead. They said it was a second rider with him. Never found him. People are not looking at, like, I've had multiple, I had my share of motorcycle accidents. But they don't understand. You have a helmet on. Even with your helmet hitting the ground, you can have problems. I see the dude riding his bike, looking at some girls on the side of the street, and he was speeding up and down this road next to the basketball course. Ran into the back of a truck, dead on the spot. Hit the back of the truck, hit the truck, boom, dead right there. The dude that had a head injury, lost control of his bike, rolled, hit a guardrail, lived. Can't remember shit. And that's with a helmet on. Anyway, I can't digest this Spence take from combat. A Crawford fan. I can't digest this Spence take from combat. Before crash, Spence Crawford 50-50. Post crash Crawford all day. It was a drunk. I won't call the man a drunk. Why? Because that word was put in my lap off something that I believe Bernie said. I never used that word. That's not even a word I use in life. Like for me to call somebody a drunk, that didn't happen. I never call him a drunk. You can't just insert those words into my responsibility and I'm supposed to take accountability of. No, that's not the case. I never said he was a drunk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at the cat who's a part of Floyd Mayweather's team, he was the one that initially broke that Errol Spence was a drunk. Get on him first. He was a boxer. Get on him. He the one that put it out there first. And everybody's like, oh shit. We can't believe another brother said that about Spence. So they was sitting up there getting on him and saying this about, and then all of a sudden we start seeing these pop-ups where Errol Spence was intoxicated in public, this, that, and the other. Man, I ain't gonna get into that shit right now. UGAS might get paid a bonus to make Errol look good. UGAS wants bread. I hope that ain't true, bro. The brother Trick Nolte even said, you know, Trick ain't on here, so I don't know. I'm not saying you lying, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for pulling up. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not. I think somebody else had even said that too. Shout out to Trick, man. The Oracle. I call him the Oracle. Shout out to Trick, the Oracle, goddammit. Oh, he knows people in Errol's life. Yeah, I know that for sure. Yeah, we talked about that. That I know for sure that you ain't bullshitting on that. You're right on that. I knew a guy who ran off the road and hit a tree and went blind. How quickly he was able to adapt to that was incredible. He was always salty about it though. Damn. I mean, hey man, when I was on the bike, man, it was a whole different adrenaline rush. You know, shit slows down. When you're at a certain level, with racing, it does slow down. The shit you seen in bikers boys, it's real. Like I rode turns a lot. I did some eighths or whatever, but I was more so racing cats. I love racing through the canyons. I love racing through turns. I did straightaway shit, but that didn't excite me as much. And you know, motherfucker coming up out the hole, you know what I'm saying, one time and trying to beat somebody. I mean, that all depends on who's better, who knows they bike the best. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes when you beat people on those races, according to who you didn't come with, they won't even pay you. I learned that. Hey, guess where I learned that at? I learned that in the streets of North Carolina. Dude wouldn't even pay. And then say you keep on asking, something else gonna happen. So what you do? You know what I'm saying? You don't show up to that spot no more. That's the grimy part of it. You don't show up with enough people and they in their backyard, shit, they won't pay your ass, dog. You get clout, you say, oh, so busted that. Okay, but we ain't paying you, nigga. Remember when younger motorcycle on open road that you punched it for adrenaline was learn from other mistakes. One thing about me, when I was on a bike, man, when I maxed out my bike, I got dissatisfied. That's what happened when racing on the highway. Like you go over 200 miles per hour, it's like, okay. But go through a curve, goddammit. Go through a motherfucking curve. Go through a curve. That's all I'm saying. Go through a curve, dog. Once again, go through a curve and tell me how that shit feel to you. Then we can talk. Because going through a curve at a good rate of speed and you have to set up, you know what I'm saying, go in hot the right way, it takes skill. Else you'll kill yourself. And just think, when I was in Japan, it was cliffs over there. If your bike slid off, it's going off the cliff, period. In California. I try to tell people, don't go in the canyons. I was a motorcycle safety instructor over there. Don't ask me how they chose me. I was riding by myself and somebody said, oh, so-and-so know how to ride. Make him, get this and that. I was never in a club or nothing. They sought me out to be a motorcycle instructor. I told this group of guys that was on the front row, right, that I had seen riding. I said, listen, stay out of so-and-so place. This before I retired. I say, they couldn't understand how. And then they figured out, they said, oh, you don't want to be on this bike right here. I said, no, that's you. Because I be riding by myself and I be just doing run throughs. You know what I'm saying? I used to go by myself with full leathers, knee pucks on and all that, right? So I told them, I said, stay out of there, man, because I seen y'all ride. Somebody's going to end up getting hurt. They didn't want to listen. They went up there again with a newbie, a novice rider, and he got killed. Had a newborn on deck, a girl, all that. Went off the motherfucking cliff, dog. Why? Because they say he was the least experienced rider and they wanted to put him in the back. That's where you fuck up. You put him in the middle so you can keep an eye on him. All these dudes rolled up to the top of the hill and didn't even take a head count. Look, when you have all these bikes around, you're like, okay, everybody made it to the top. Okay, cool. No. You have one of your riders that's at the bottom of the ravine, lost control, and the first thing they do is hit the back brake. You hit the back brake, you go into a casket. For those of you that ride bikes, you hit the back brake, you're going into a casket. Because you're gonna slide the back tire, and if you know bikes very well, your sprocket is on a certain part, and most of the time your bike is gonna lay down at a high rate of speed, and you're gonna slide on the pavement like ice. Now, if you have on jeans, you're gonna get road rash all to be damned. Real talk. I see dudes riding in shorts and jeans on American concrete. You could tear your shit all the way to the white bone fucking around with jeans. You should always have some type of damn leather protective gear on your bottom. Now, elbows is not that bad, but, make sure you have some damn, full finger gloves with knuckle protectors on them and fingertip protectors. Because the first thing a human being try to do when they lay their shit down, they try to get up. If you try to get up on American pavement, you will burn through your motherfucking gloves. It's only so much them gloves can take. And then, for one, you're supposed to tuck and roll. Naturally, a human being is trying to get up. Inexperienced. They try to get up and they break their ankles and knees, all that shit. They get up, boom. You at a high rate of speed, you're tumbling and shit. You try to get up. Motherfucking feet catch that pavement, flip your ass over 3 times. You land on your helmet. You all fucked up. And then I saw dudes get my good friend, goddamn Takazu, man. We coming up over the bridge like we always do, late at the goddamn AM. Takazu's one of the most famed riders that was over there. He runs into the back of a car, goes over the top of it. I don't know how high he was in the air, and gets ran over by 2 cars. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, that's enough of that. I miss my boy Takazu, though. Dude was funny as shit, man. I can't believe I met him. I can't believe I met the dude. I even met some Japanese women with this dude at the club and all that shit. And for him to die the way he did, experienced as he was on a bike. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who can motherfucking ride stand-up willies with someone, like in Japan, they love having a passenger on the back where they'll lean off and their helmet is scraping the ground while they're standing up doing a wheelie. That was their thing. Like, you see a lot of Japanese riding to a bike, except when they going up north and they riding curves. All right, just cruising around the spot all day long. You'll see them, lean back, boom, they're balance out the bike, do a stand-up wheelie while the passenger is leaning off the back. And sometimes they put like steel on their helmet so it can make sparks. And the passenger be leaning off the back and shit, man. They'll grab hold of the strap on the passenger seat and lean off the back. It's crazy. It was crazy. Great chat, world. I'm out. Respect your opinion in chat. For sure, Logic. Appreciate you. Hey, man. Hey, y'all. I got to go, man. I can talk about bikes and shit forever and a day. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, appreciate y'all pulling up as always, man. Thank you. Thanks for showing love today. You know what it is, man, with WCS. You support me, you do. Cool. I always appreciate the viewers that show up and drop their input in the chat, man. Until next time, man, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.